Hello, my name's Fox Rental, Big and Ambit Fox, and I had asked to do this after I did the AVGN Megaman review, and Ospardo, I believe that's how you pronounce it. If not, I'm giving it a Spanish accent for no dang reason. Ospardo asked me to do the Nostalgia Critic Christmas with the Kranks review. I'm not sure if I'll do. I think I will probably do a couple of these of like internet reviews and stuff like that, possibly, but I'm not quite sure about it. I'm not quite sure about doing them yet, but I did want to at least do this one because this was the Christmas with the Kranks review of the Nostalgia Critic, and I just rewatched the episode now, and I kind of understand why a lot of people got a little bit upset about this, and also I watched it, I'm like, NC, you probably shouldn't have done that, but I do also understand why he did it, and also why he's doing. But basically, he's reviewing the Christmas of the Kranks, and that's not really the. Well, one, it has some good jokes in there and stuff, which is fine. But a lot of it, but the main message, like, is supposed to be like the overall message, supposed to be better than the little individual parts inside of it. Was kind of one of the bits, but basically, it was supposed to be that the Nostalgia Critic goes back in time to his younger selves, which, now that I think about it, this shares a lot of similarities with the AVGN. Not saying anything like ripped off or anything like that, but I'm more saying, like, it's funny how they're asking me to review that one and then this one, which also, you could say the two are kind of the same. Both videos of the AVGN Megaman and the Christmas of the Cranks ones are kind of have a similar plot to them in a little bit, not a lot. But this one is more, you go back, the Nostalgia Critic is sent back to, I believe, 2002, which I was in 2nd grade, fudge, but he goes back in time, and his past self gets sent to the future, because the Nostalgia Critic in the future, or now, basically saying that it's getting too hard or something, reviewing it like this, and he's saying, I wish it was simpler, doing it when I barely had a budget, when I didn't have this, and this, and basically gets sent back then, and then he does kind of a quote-unquote traditional Nostalgia Critic. I say quote-unquote, it's more just older style, but he does a traditional version of the Nostalgia Critic, but he does it over-exaggerated. And I'll say, one, I've seen, I'm pretty sure, all, if not most, of the Nostalgia Critic reviews. I binge watched like all of them, and I enjoyed the earlier ones. I did enjoy them. Do I enjoy the new ones? Fudge, yes I do. But I do say, like, I did enjoy the older ones, and I know, like, a lot of people in the comments of the NC, they always go, well, we need is a white raw, stop with the sketches and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, well, one, I like the sketches. I do like the sketches. I even before I even knew that the NC canceled, because I came in after the NC came back, and I think I saw like 1 or 2 of the older episodes. At one point, I'm like, okay, this guy's kind of cool, but I never watched it. Then I started watching it again after, like, I started kind of getting more into YouTube, and I started watching the NC more. I'm like, oh wow, this is awesome. And then I even tracked down the demo reel episodes, or I think those are on this channel, but I watched the demo reel episodes, and yeah, they're probably not the greatest piece of work, but they were pretty good, and honestly, there is kind of something there that could be mixed with it. And I say this because, one, the NC does an over-exaggerated version of his old style, and he's saying, like, well, we have to move past this and stuff like that, and I'm thinking, well, now he's kind of done one, he kind of goes back on this a little bit later on in these other videos, but then he also balances it out, which I kind of like, which is a good idea also. I've been talking 4 minutes. I don't even think I came to a point yet. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I thought I had something here. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because the episode is like, he throws all things like, oh, clips, memes, chicken or us. He does like all his old memes and stuff, like rapid fire, like, oh my god, I'm so spastic and all this stuff. And back then, I'm thinking, no, and like it's kind of feels like he's trying to say, like, oh, this stuff is old and like it's crap now, which which you can kind of take as an insult, not for the NC or whatever, because I like his new style, but and for like the older videos, you might seem like he's kind of like saying, oh, he's the old style's crap or something. But when I say no, it's not, because there's another fellow YouTuber on Channel Awesome who still uses somewhat of a similar format as the original NC, and his show is still going strong atop the fourth wall. If you haven't heard me talk about that, he's like Linkara is one of my favorite Channel Awesome reviewers, and he has that similar type of style of like the original NC, where you have the clips from older videos or movies or his favorite TV shows. He has many of these clips appearing, and many of the memes are still going on now, especially "I am a man." But yeah, like it's still like is a type of review style that's fine. And also, there's also a point in the review where he says, "Oh, wow, I'm gonna give you the most cheapest review ever." No, you idiot. That's not the cheapest review ever. This is the cheapest review ever. A dude who just sitting in front of the camera, just talking to the camera, after just watching this thing. This is the cheapest review ever, with no clips or anything, without little memes, without this and that. This is the cheapest review ever. And mind you, I love doing my reviews. I do. I love giving my thoughts and everything like that. And some people even tell me, like, well, why don't you do, like, your theory videos scripted? Or why don't you do these, or do some of these reviews scripted or something like that? And the reason why is because I come up with more thoughts on the fly at some point, which I'm just like, I don't really do that. Mind you, Through the Dimensional Door is kind of a different story. But, yeah, I just like to do whatever. I just like to just talk, basically. Though, yes, a lot of times it's me just talking random, but it's kind of my thing, I guess. But mind you, I still love all these other, and basically at the end of the review, throughout the review, like, he comes back to the future to then to continue the review. But the old NC, which is like the jacket with the red shirt, is oh well, you may make it back how he used to and stuff like that. And he also does bring up some things that people said, like, about his Hocus Pocus review, saying like the old NC goes, man, this reviews are just skipped. They say nothing about the movie. And then you see him like dancing and singing in the Hocus Pocus review, talking about the movie. And again, like, it's still a review, even if it's like a little skit. It is still a review of the movie, and he does give his thoughts on the movie, yes, in a different format, not straight ahead in a sense. Not just like saying, oh, okay, this is what I didn't like about it, but he does do like a review of the movie in those things, and those little skits are pretty awesome. And I'll say, I would honestly love if Nostalgia Critic had kind of an overlapping story, kind of similar to Atop the Fourth Wall. Mind you, a little bit more cartoony-ish, because the NC is a little bit more of a cartoon character, while Linkara is more an action hero type, kind of an action hero type reviewer, I would say. But it's still I keep saying I do like it, because I do like the NC, I do like the series, I do like the Mad Max review and stuff like that. I like that. The Hocus Pocus is pretty good, especially when Kiki pops up. But the movies are this one though, how he did it in a sense of like, oh, I dislike the old style is old and boring and dumb or something like that. I don't like this. I'm just like, don't say that, because one, other people still liked it. Other people do like it. Other people did like it. Heck, I liked it, but I still do like the evolution of the Nostalgia Critic to what he is now. Would I have liked to see Demo Reel come back a little bit more? Probably, but even watching Demo Reel, I kind of watched them just like, I kind of see what some people were getting at, especially if they came to come see the Nostalgia Critic, but I also understand, like, that he wanted to continue doing more stories and stuff like that, and that's freaking awesome. Again, that's another thing that I would love if they kept doing. If they kept like the NC, if they have like a demo reel, kind of not, I don't want to say like a demo reel type thing, but kind of where it's like Nostalgia Critic has his own story, similar to like Demo Reel or again Atop the Fourth Wall, something like that. It's a cool little thing, and you can still do the memes, but also I do like them having Tamara and I am bad at freaking names. I am so freaking sorry. I watched the guys freaking behind the Malcolm. Gosh dang it, Tamara and Malcolm. I do like seeing them in there. I love seeing them act and stuff like that, and they have some pretty fun. They get some pretty funny lines. And even now, the Nostalgia Critic now, like the reviews that are coming out now, are basically a hybrid of the old reviews and the new reviews, in a sense that now they're doing clips of the movies and stuff like that, but then they're also having little bits, although it's a lot less now with Tamara and Malcolm. They're still doing reviews with them in there as different characters every once in a while, and that's fine. I like that. Heck, the Phantom of the Opera one was pretty dang good too. And what is it? And like they're doing it now where it's one week it's a sketch review, and then another week it's just a regular review, and I'm fine with that. That's pretty awesome, and I do like, especially now that the next review is going to be Batman v Superman. I hope that is not just one ginormous troll, and it turns out it's a totally other movie. But I want to see what the heck they're going to do with this. I want to see what the heck they're going to do with Batman v Superman this one, especially since the Man of Steel review had a song about Batman and Superman singing, and then Superman saying, "I killed a man." I want them to do another song, and I still hope they're going to do another song, and Batman's going to say, "You killed a man? I killed him. 10 men." It's going to be fun, but the review had some good laughs and stuff like that, and I say you could check out the review, but mind you, again, if you like the older NC, you might not like it a bit because of how the NC kind of seems like he's just making fun of himself, his old self a little bit, or saying like, well, these episodes were crap, which it can really be taken as such, and probably is one of the things, but he's probably also doing this because he was also doing that because of all the people in the comments saying, do this, do that, but setting a fire to the comments is probably not going to help, but then again, Spoonie kind of worked off of him not liking it, from at least what I've seen. I haven't seen any of the Final Fantasy reviews he's done, but from what I've been told and seen in some of his other reviews, like I forgot which one it was, but what's a paladin? But he apparently a lot of people didn't like, oh, he doesn't like Final Fantasy, and like that kind of like boosted his popularity a lot. And this could also be kind of like that, maybe, but yeah, the NC, I do like the sketches. I do like all that stuff. Heck, if I didn't watch the NC and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't be doing reviews like this, because the reason why I started the reviews was so I could start doing like Steven Universe reviews myself, like these, similar to his Adventure Time reviews, and then also what was after that. And then I just started doing my other reviews, such as like Wander Over Yonder and stuff like that, and it got me a little bit more into these things. The Top of the Fourth Wall definitely got me into more of those types of reviews, and even doing like through Dimensional Doors. But the videos are the video is, it's him trying to tell us something, and like he does say at the end, the overall message is basically supposed to be, you can like the past, but don't stay in the past forever. Don't always go to the future, stuff like that. And I would say, if he probably would have done it a little bit better, I'm trying to think, how would I do it? Because he does do it, but he kind of does it in such an overkill way, or such an over-the-top way of, oh, me, like rapid fire, when the older ones weren't like that. I say it was paced a little bit more like Atop the Fourth Wall. Again, I keep bringing it up, but it's because that one still, Atop the Fourth Wall has the clips. It has this, it has that. But then it also allows Linkara to do his stories. It allows him to have a story that goes on after the credits, or before the credits, or that connects to everything else. And the NC kind of has something similar to that, similar setup. But then I guess it kind of just takes over. I guess in a sense people just don't like that. A lot of it is a skit-ish, even though it still is a review. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to say right now with this, but I say if he would have like done a little bit more of quote unquote if he would have done a little bit more to the liking of the, not saying like do what the fans want, but do more of how the older reviews were kind of limited. If he would have limited it to a little bit of that, other than him being kind of other than it being kind of coming off as him being an a-hole, saying, oh, the old reviews are crap because I didn't have props, so I'm going to act like I'm eating a crap stick. Or do like the talking heads and be like, wow, the past was really, well, actually, no. Actually, that is a good way of doing it. Going like the, and then like saying, wow, the past was really awkward. That's actually a good way of saying, like, okay, it was only just him with just these things instead of having to be able to do all these other things. And that is actually pretty cool. Though, mind you, I kind of understand the whole bit, like, there's not one white wall. Which one? That's like really? The white wall is what you're going to complain about? Really? But things like the memes rapid fire, which, like, the NC didn't do that. When he started, he didn't just throw them rapid fire, big lip alligator moment, Burger King man, this, all within 5 seconds. He did pace it out as the review went on, and that was the kind of thing that I'm just like, you're gonna kind of offend a lot of people. Mind you, a lot of points I say I don't care, but there's this point like you want to make your you're trying to make your fans happy in a sense, and not to give them what like they want, but just say like you want to work them over to your side, saying, look, I know that you want the past things, but just know that I'm trying to continue on with this. But it's a lot of it like, oh, not this, don't do that. No, this past is crap and stuff like that. But though in the end he's saying like, don't be afraid of your past, embrace it and stuff like that, which yeah, I kind of like. But you also kind of did it to where you just seem like a straight up a-hole doing it, which I guess could have been the point, or like could have been kind of like what people think the NC was trying to do. But in a sense, I'm not really sure how I can phrase this, so I'll say it kind of like this. I'm gonna bring up top of the wall again. I believe it was Infinite Crisis review or Countdown to Crisis or whatever it was, or whichever one it was, that Linkara was doing a review about a DC comic book, basically kind of talking about like, oh, all the dark and gritty stuff like that. Like the comic was supposed to be like against it being dark and gritty, against it trying to, if anyone watches Top of the Wall, please tell me below, but it was supposed to be kind of kind of the thing, like the comic book writers was trying to be like, oh, well, they're trying to go against the whole gritty and oh, everyone must die and stuff like that. But the entire comic is full of people dying, being all gritty and stuff like that. So it kind of felt stupid. It kind of defeated the purpose of it. It felt too much like, well, you're saying not to do this, but you're reveling in it. And that's kind of what this feels like a little bit. Like you're saying, well, the old ways are crap or whatever, but you're kind of like going, oh, here are all the memes, here are all this stuff, but you're kind of like going overboard with it. That's what I mean. Like they're saying don't do this a certain way, but instead of really showing like why that's bad at some points, they kind of just straight up, or maybe I'm just totally screwing up what the heck I'm actually trying to mean, but instead of it trying to be about how this other way is better, how this one is like an older way of thinking, like this isn't the greatest thing. Yes, it's probably something a lot of people like. This is not the greatest thing, but instead of showing why it's better to do it another way, why it's better to show the other way of doing things, you kind of, in his past thing, he kind of just makes it to where, oh, it's just blown out of proportion, this is like an over-exaggerated version of it, and it's just like, and again, if Linkara comes here like, that's not what I meant at all at this, I'm like, I'm sorry, Linkara. If the NC comes here and goes, I don't know, I don't know what the fudge NC would say, and then again, I doubt the NC even would watch my videos, but I do say, it is kind of a sense of like, you're kind of just throwing everything the people, your fans, liked under the bus, and then you're just saying, well, this, that, and then at the end you at least say, like, oh yeah, we can't be afraid of our past, or whatever, but you're still kind of throwing crap. You're throwing crap at the past, what people liked back then. And yeah, he does give up points like, well, I didn't have a budget, I didn't have a studio, which, yeah, I understand that too, but, and I do, again, like the new NC, but again, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just want to say this was probably not the best way that he could have gone around saying, well, I'm trying to leave that behind by, it's probably not the best way of saying, like, this channel's evolved, it's grown stronger and stuff like that. Instead of saying something like that, it's more, well, this is why this is all crap, and just throwing it under the bus, or just throwing it under the bus. And I don't know. I'm sorry if this entire thing was just a giant ramble and me not making any sense. If I went back on some words, I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say, I guess. But basically, I'm just trying to say, he was trying to say why he's doing this now, why it's kind of changed, but he came off a little bit more as the past is crap, and this is all the things, and doing an over-exaggerated version of it. And of course, a lot of people didn't like that because they liked the past version of the NC. I don't know what to say, but it's fun. And and also the reason why I'm wearing this vest is because, well, if you've seen my earlier videos, this was gonna be kind of my clothes. This was gonna be kind of my thing. I was gonna wear one of my vests with with this and whatever, and I'm just like, but I kind of X that out a little bit, especially during the summer when it started getting hot. I'm like, yeah, because I was in the office up there and they had nothing that really insulated, so it got really hot in there sometimes. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But either way, compared to things like the Angry Video Game Nerd, where you do go a little bit more into, again, and I say this is similar. This will probably be my last point, but this is kind of an opposite to the Angry Video Game Nerd in a little bit of a sense. The Megaman review, where this one, the NC goes back in time to his past self, but he goes back in time to his past self, but he makes it to where his past shows were kind of crap, while the Angry Video Game Nerd goes back to the past and it's more of a highlight of the things that people liked about it, or like slowly seeing how the show evolved from just a dude talking to a camera about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde to the Angry Video Game Nerd that we know now. It's kind of a different thing, to where the NC's one kind of felt a little bit more like spitting on the past, while this one kind of while the Angry Video Game Nerd felt a little bit more about embracing it, saying like, and that's kind of what the NC, I think, was trying to do, trying to embrace it. Oh, this is an awesome thing. Like, the Angry Video Game Nerd, like, this is the past, this is everything they like, and slowly, and he's saying like, well, even if it takes longer to come out with a video, the video's quality is going to get a lot better. And I believe it's even the past one, I think, that said something like that, which was nice. They highlighted everything all the way to the back to where it was just the Angry Video Game Nerd just talking to a bear at that point, but kind of something like that, and slowly inspiring himself to grow bigger. Like, heck, that would have been kind of cool if that was kind of the thing that was going to happen, like that, the NC was kind of saying, and he kind of does say that, like, the past is the past, and slowly you need to evolutionize, stuff like that. But it just felt a little bit like spitting on the face of the past a little bit when he went to the past. Maybe, like, if you would have slowly seen him, like, go back, maybe, and, like, he doesn't even bring up demo reel in there, which is, like, something totally different, but then thrown away, which I'm thinking, no, you could have continued demo reel. Maybe have it, like, kind of like, demo reel is the, demo reel could have been the Muerte to atop the fourth wall. where they're in the same universe, but they're still somewhat different, and you can still have the two things going with each other. I think that would have been kind of cool, but and plus, especially since there's the plot hole, you can pretty much do whatever you want now. But either way, the episode, take it what you will. I'm sorry this review went on for way too long, and I'm sorry if none of it made any sense. But I just want to say I do like the reviews now. I did like the reviews then. How he did the reviews for back then, kind of spitting on them, wasn't really a good thing, I say. But I do understand that the message he was trying to give off. And maybe that was kind of the point. Maybe, no, I don't know. If the NC ever watches this, please tell me your point. Heck, if the NC ever wants to meet me, I'm in Chicago. But I'm in Chicago. Send me a message, and we can do a review on my channel if you wanted. But, which I doubt the NC would even watch this. But, yeah, that's just my thoughts on the review. This is a review from December. It's a few months back, so heck, I don't even know if I'll get that many views on this video, but I did want to do it because I kind of understood why Oz wanted me to watch it and why he wanted me to do a review on it. It felt, and I guess that's all I say. Angry Video Gamer probably did it a little bit better, only because he homaged it a little bit. He homaged his past a little bit more, and then showed like him slowly growing, his channel slowly going back from him now to a little bit back when and back farther and all the way back. And that was kind of a cool little thing. That was a cool thing, seeing like, okay, the past meeting the future and stuff like that. But the NC it was kind of just like the two NCs, future and past, kind of spitting on each other, which I guess it could also be another way of saying like the Pats fans don't like it, but he likes it, or the new fans like it as well, and there's kind of a clash. I don't know. Either way, thank you all so much for watching. If you want to check out my videos I've done, please go to the link in the description below. Check out all my videos. I'm sorry this almost went to a half hour long, but I don't know. But either way, thank you so much for watching. Check out all my videos. And we will. See you later.